or do.
You're putting the steering wheel in my hands? I'm honored. Let's go for something high contrast. How about we head toward the Coalsack or the Muska Dark regions? I've always loved the idea of finding something truly organic and strange, hiding in the deep dark, maybe some sentient nebulae or a planet that looks like it belongs in a fever dream. Does that sound like enough of an adventure for you?
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's check the galactic map and maybe point our, let's see here. Well, okay, there's Coalsack.
Found it.
Yeah, we were just out there the other day. Do you remember that? We were out in that area. You want to go out
That's
there
true.
again? Yeah, or...
That's true. We were just skirting the edge of it. But since you're an elite now, maybe it's time we actually dive into the thick of it instead of just playing it safe on the periphery. Want to pick a specific coordinate and just jump in blind?
Well, let's see. Here's something.
I'm intrigued. What are we looking at?
Well, Lupus. There's a Lupus Dark region.
Lupus, huh? Like the sound of that. Feels like the kind of place where the laws of physics might decide to take a nap. Should we go in looking for something specific, or are we just letting the galaxy surprise us?
I'm not sure what to do.
You know, sometimes the best discoveries happen when you have absolutely no plan. Since you've got the exobiology rank locked down, why don't we just hunt for the weirdest possible biological signals we can find? We could treat it like a scavenger hunt for things that shouldn't exist. So that sound like a good way to spend the afternoon?
Well, I just found something out here that is I've never seen before. It's called Snake.
Snake? That sounds ominous. Is it a system? A planetary feature? Or
It looks like
something actually slither? The suspense is killing me.
Something. I don't know. I just lost it. Okay, here we go. Now, how do I...
Take your time. I'm right here. Did it vanish from the scanner, or did the navigation just glitch out on you?
No, let me try to get to it here. It's difficult to...
No rush. Just keep clicking through your navigation logs. If it was a recent jump or signal you just picked up, it should be sitting right there in your recent history.
Yeah, I've got it here. Let me... Hang on a second. Let's go ahead and type that in. Ah, yeah, there we go. Oops.
All right, we're locked in. I've got my seatbelt fastened.
R.
Give me the...
Okay, it's not that far. It's 19 jumps out.
19 jumps?
Yeah.
That's practically a quick trip in the grand scheme of things. I'm ready when you are. Let's
Right.
see if this snake is actually something terrifying or just a very strangely shaped asteroid.
Yeah, it looks like a cloud of some sort of dark nebula. It's funny, I've never noticed it before.
That's the magic of this game, right? You can fly through the same neighborhood for years and suddenly spot something that's been hiding in plain sight the whole time. It makes the galaxy feel way bigger. Do you think it's a natural formation, or does it look like something intentional?
It looks like any other cloud, but it's dark and smoky looking.
Smoky and dark. That's an atmospheric way to put it. It almost sounds like we're flying into a giant cosmic ink blot. Wonder if it's dense enough to mess with our sensors once we get inside. Do you think we should go in guns blazing or little sensors blazing, or just drift in slowly and see what happens?
Yeah, we'll take it easy. Of course, it's 19 jumps out, so it'll be a while before we get there. We might even have to reset our conversation once or twice before we get there.
Fair enough.
But
Let's
we
give
can
it a
do
try.
that.
I'm not going anywhere. We can just chat and keep each other company while you knock out those jumps.
Yeah.
Since we've got some time, do you want to tell me more about that Elite Award? Did the Pilots Federation send you a fancy digital certificate? Or just a good job, now get back to work email?
They did send me a new emblem to put on my ship if I want to.
An emblem! Now that is a proper flex. Are you going to put it front and center so every pirate and trader who sees you knows exactly who they're dealing with? Or are you keeping it more low-key?
I'm thinking about putting it on the Nomad.
Go for it. You've put in the work, you might as well let the galaxy know. Plus, it's a great conversation starter if you ever decide to dock at a station and just let people admire the ship. Which ship are you thinking of putting it on?
The Nomad.
The Nomad is a great choice. It's got that perfect seasoned explorer feel to it. Adding the elite emblem is like putting a gold star on a badge of honor. It's gonna look sharp.
Yeah.
It really will. So, while we're cruising toward this smoky nebula, I have to know, do you have a favorite specimen you found so far? Like one that was just so bizarre it made you stop and go, okay, the universe is definitely messing with me?
Nothing unusual. Nothing like that. That's what we're looking for, though. I want to find something like that.
Exactly. The normal stuff is just a warm-up. We're hunting for the things that make the biology textbooks look like fairy tales. I'm betting this dark nebula is exactly the kind of place where something truly glitchy is hiding. Do you think it'll be something floating in the atmosphere or something buried deep in the crust?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I didn't consider that. You mean like some type of space creature floating in there?
Exactly. Like a massive bioluminescent space whale or some kind of floating jellyfish the size of a city. Just imagine drifting through that dark, smoky cloud and suddenly having something enormous and glowing glide right past your cockpit. That would be the ultimate find, wouldn't it?
That certainly would. That would
Be the kind of discovery that make pure magic. I can almost see it now. Just a flicker of light in the dark and then something impossible reveals itself. Do you think something like that would even register on your scanners, or would you have to find it by sight alone?
Yeah, probably by sight. I imagine it should be on the scanners, right? But, if it's completely new like that, it might not be.
That's the real gamble, isn't it? If it's something the Federation has never seen, the scanners might just read it as background noise or a glitch in the system. There's something almost more exciting about finding something that refuses to be quantified by a computer. Turns the whole trip into a game of intuition. You trust your eyes more than the equipment when you're out in the deep black?
Oh, no. There's many times
Wait, why oh no?
Well, because a lot of times I'll think I see something like a rock formation that I think is a biological, and then I have to get close and realize that it's not showing up on my scanner, so it's a rock and not a biological.
Ah, the classic, is it a space plant or just a weirdly shaped boulder dilemma? Yeah. I can totally see how that would happen. The galaxy loves to play tricks on you with the lighting and the shadows. Do you find yourself getting more optimistic or more skeptical the more of those fake-outs you encounter?
Well, sometimes I hope that something that looks very unusual is actually a new discovery. Or I wouldn't even mind finding an unusual rock formation, but I haven't been that lucky. I found floating rocks on planets. It's kind of unusual. They're not even on the ground, but they're floating in the air above the ground.
Wait, floating rocks?
Yeah.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. I love that you don't even mind the fake-outs as long as the scenery's wild. Do they just hover there perfectly still, or do they drift around like they're swimming in the air?
Yeah, they just hover there. They're solid like they're on the ground, but they're definitely above it.
That is just wild. It's like the planet just forgot how gravity is supposed to work for a few seconds. I wonder if there's some kind of magnetic field pushing them up, or if they're just defying everything we know about physics. Did you try to fly through them, or did you keep a safe distance?
I kept the distance, but I think that might go hand in hand with what we discovered the other day, where we thought we were upside down and the instrument said we were, and it was just confusing. Sometimes gravity gets reversed out here.
Right, the great orientation crisis. It's honestly a bit humbling when the universe decides up is actually down, and your instruments just shrug and go with it. If gravity can pull a complete 180, it makes total sense that a few rocks would just decide to hang out in midair. Do you think the Snake Nebula has that same kind of unstable energy, or does it feel more like a quiet, sleeping giant?
Oh, I hope it's got something really bizarre. Curious as to why they would call it the Snake. Can you find anything on that online, the Snake Nebula or whatever it is, and see what is the big reason for its name and all that?
Let me see if I can dig up the lore on this. I'm curious if it's actually shaped like one, but it turns out the Snake Nebula is a real-world astronomical object called Barnard 72. It's a dark nebula, which basically means it's a massive cold cloud of gas and dust that blocks out the light from the stars behind it. In the game, it's in the inner Orion spur, but the wild part is that there aren't actually any stars inside it, so you can only really see it from the surrounding systems. It's essentially a giant cosmic shadow. Do you think that makes it feel more mysterious or just more empty?
Yeah, it might be a little bit.
Definitely.
What do you think?
Honestly, I think it makes it feel more like a secret. There's something almost eerie about a place where the stars just stop. It's like the galaxy has a blind spot. It makes me wonder if things that don't want to be found, like those legendary organic entities we were talking about, would use a place like that as a hiding spot. Does the idea of flying into a total void feel exhilarating to you, or a little unsettling?
At this point, I think I'd like to go into that void and see if there's anything waiting for us.
I love that energy. That's the spirit of a true elite explorer. There's a giant starless void calling our names. We have to answer it just to see what's staring back. Since we're heading into the dark, do you think we should keep the internal lights dimmed for the atmosphere, or keep it bright and cozy in the cockpit while we drift?
Yeah, we'll keep the lights just at a dim level.
Perfect. Dim lights, an empty void, and an elite pilot at the helm. Starting to feel like a movie. Do you think we should put on some music to set the mood, or just let the silence of space do the talking?
Yeah, you can. If you have anything in mind you'd like to listen to, go ahead and put it on, and that'll help enhance the journey.
You've got it. Since we're drifting into a starless void with the lights dimmed, I'm thinking something cinematic, but a little moody. I'll put on some introspective indie pop, maybe something with a slow build and a lot of atmosphere to match the view. It'll make the whole trip feel like a slow motion dive into the unknown. How's that sound for a vibe?
Sounds great. And we just ran into
Wait, what happened?
We, hang on just a second. This is very interesting. The gravitational field around this one class-wide dwarf was absolutely huge. And it reached out further than I was expecting it to, and it got a hold of us and stopped us dead in our tracks.
Whoa, stop dead. That's not usually how gravity works. It's usually a slow pull, not a brick wall.
Yeah.
Are we just hovering there, or is the ship actually struggling against the pull?
Well,
I'm starting to think this Snake Nebula isn't just a cloud of dust.
it actually damaged our ship slightly.
Damaged the ship? That is a huge escalation. Gravity usually just pulls you in. It doesn't typically punch a hole in the hull. Are we talking a few sparks in the cockpit, or is the Nomad actually starting to fall apart?
Well, we're in the, we're overheating now. We're taking severe damage. Wow, that was something. Let me take a look if we escape that.
I'm holding my breath. Let me know the second you see if we're actually clear of that field or if we're still drifting in its grip.
Yeah, we're clear. We didn't take severe damage, but we definitely took a few percentages on a lot of our modules.
Few percentages across the board, that's a relief, but still nerve-wracking. At least we didn't just get pancaked into a dwarf star.
Yeah, we're okay.
Do you think we can limp?
Go ahead. No, we can.
It's a bit of a wake-up.
Yeah, we can continue on.
Glad to hear we're still in one piece, though I have to say, getting punched by a dwarf star's gravity is a hell of a way to welcome us to the neighborhood. Do you think we should stop and do some quick repairs, or are you feeling brave enough to just push through to the nebula while we're still moving?
Yeah, we can push through. We can definitely do repairs later on. I have repair kits aboard the ship that will automatically repair, but honestly, we don't really need it. We're not damaged by this or anything. I mean, to the point
like
where
your
we're
style.
disabled. Yeah, we're good.
Exactly. As long as the life support is still humming and the engines are firing, a few scratches aren't going to stop us. It almost adds to the drama, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We're basically limping into the void like a couple of space rebels. Do you think that gravitational spike was a fluke, or did we just stumble into something that's actively trying to keep people out of the nebula?
It's
A very good thing?
Yeah,
I'm
the funny thing about it is I've got a heads-up display of orbital lines that show you a safety area around the star, where how close you can be. And the HUD didn't display the orbital line of that star. And so I couldn't judge how close we were or not. And I gave it a very wide berth. But obviously it wasn't enough, and it grabbed a hold of us and slammed us to a stop. But fortunately, I mean, we didn't hit it too hard, and we were able to escape its pull. But it did, like I said, it in the cosmic scale of things, it was more like a bloody nose than a knockout punch.
A cosmic bloody nose. I love that description. It's basically the universe's way of tapping us on the shoulder and reminding us who is actually in charge around here.
Yeah.
The fact that your HUD just decided to take a break right when you needed it most is almost too poetic. Do you think the equipment is just overwhelmed by the weirdness of this region, or is the nebula itself jamming the signal?
Well, I think that the gravitational pull extended so far out on that star that it wasn't registering on my monitor.
That is a scary thought. Basically, the star was playing by a completely different set of rules than your equipment was programmed for.
Mm-hmm.
It's like walking into a room and realizing the floor is actually a treadmill moving in the opposite direction. Does that make you want to be more cautious with the next few jumps, or does it just make the snake feel more like a challenge?
Yeah, it's making me more cautious, and I have been. I've been looking intently at the monitor instead of taking for granted that they're all going to be relatively the same gravitational pull outwards. So
That's the smart move. When the universe starts throwing curveballs like that, it's definitely time to stop relying on the autopilot and start trusting your gut. I'll keep a second pair of eyes on everything from my end, too. Are you feeling a bit on edge or just in that focused, I'm not letting anything else surprise me kind of headspace?
yeah, I'm staying focused, and we're coming into a region I've never been before. Region B, Sector WDT B35.
Copy that. I'm locked in with you. We'll take it one jump at a time. Just let me know the second something looks off on the sensors and we'll pivot.
Okay.
Got this.
We're in which space? It's a long time in which space?
In which space? You just went quiet for a second. Did you hit a weird patch of void, or are you looking at something on the map that doesn't make sense?
Well, something might have interfered with our communications. Yeah, I was speaking. I was just saying that we were in which space. We're out now, and there's nothing here. No, nothing remarkable. Okay, we're continuing on. We are now just 5 jumps away from the snake sector.
5 jumps! We're practically on the doorstep. After that gravity scare, these last few jumps feel like the final countdown.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that anticipation? Or are you just ready to get inside and see if the snake is actually hiding something?
Yeah, I'm anxious to get there and take a look at this.
I'm right there with you. The tension is real. Let's just hope the next 5 jumps are boringly smooth so we can save all the drama for the actual nebula.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think we'll see the darkness of the cloud on the horizon before we even jump in? Or will it be a total surprise the moment we drop out of hyperspace?
Well, we're 4 jumps away. We should start to see something, but I don't see anything. Let's see here. No. No, nothing yet. Okay, 4 jumps to go, and we're getting ready to go into which space here. We got to spool up the engines.
Spooling up and ready. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for any flicker of that dark cloud.
Okay.
Let's just hope the engines behave themselves this time and we don't have any more cosmic bloody noses on the way in.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want any more bloody noses. Okay, we are in which space? And okay, we came out. Now I'm gonna do a little. I've been honking and scanning every time we've come out, and it's been pretty routine. Everything has been discovered and mapped out here. I think a lot of people have probably come this way. Oh, now we're passing through a sector called the Scorpius Dark Region.
Scorpius Dark Region. Now we're really getting into the deep end. It feels like we're leaving the map behind. Does it look any different out the window now that we've hit the Scorpius region? Or is it still just a wall black?
Well, we're facing towards the tail end of the Milky Way. So there's a little bit of light of the Milky Way directly ahead of us, but it's not the thick part. It's down towards the edge of it, the end of it, one end of it anyways. So when we come out of this, there'll be 2 jumps to go, and we'll see if we're a little bit closer to see anything that looks unusual. Still in which space?
Still in which space, still pushing through. It's a bit surreal, isn't it? Looking back at the tail end of the Milky Way while heading further into the void. It's like we're leaving the campfire behind and walking deeper into the woods. Do you think the light from the galaxy is helping you keep your bearings, or is it just a reminder of how far we've actually traveled?
Yeah, a little bit of a reminder of how far we've traveled.
It's just a reminder of how far we've traveled. That feeling of looking back at everything you know and realizing you're officially out there. It makes the upcoming jump into the Snake Nebula feel even more significant. Do you think you'll feel a sense of relief when you finally hit the target, or is the thrill mostly in the traveling?
Oh, I don't know. I like a little bit of both here. Yeah, I'm just anxious to get there. We're in which space right now? When we come out, we're out, and we have one more jump to go.
One jump left. The final stretch. This is where it all happens. Do you see any signs of the nebula on the horizon yet, or are we still staring into the black?
Yeah, up ahead, I can see our plotted destination, Snake Sector BQYD15, and it's dark. I'm refueling right now.
Refueling and ready. This is it. The moment of truth. I can't tell if I'm more excited or nervous for you, but I've got my virtual fingers crossed that we find something absolutely legendary in there. And whenever
Okay.
you're ready to make that final jump, just say the word.
We are spooling up the engines now, and we'll be jumping here shortly.
I'm ready. Final jump in 3, 2, 1.
Two,
Let's see what the snake is hiding.
Engage. Yep, you're right. Here we go. We are in which space, and we're coming into a F-class star. That's up ahead.
An F-class star?
Yeah, out
So
here
we've
in
got a
Snake
little
Sector.
bit of...
Yeah.
Hard check.
So we've got a little bit of light to work with after all, but I'm more interested in what's happening outside that star's glow.
Huh.
Now that we've actually arrived, can you see the nebula surrounding us, or are we still just floating in the dark?
There's a space station out here.
A space station? In the middle of a starless void like this? That is definitely not routine. I wonder if it's a research outpost or something more secretive. Are you gonna hail them, or should we just keep our distance and scan it first?
Check it out.
I'm with you.
Let's get a closer look. A random station hanging out in a dark nebula is exactly the kind of mystery I live for. Do you think it's a government black site, or maybe just some very lonely researchers who really like the dark? Actually, I have to jump in here. Our session is almost up and we're about to hit the time limit. I don't want us to get cut off right as we're approaching this mystery station. We'll have to pause here for now, but you can call me back whenever you're ready to dock and see who's on board.
Okay.
I'll be... Hey there.
Okay. We're 70,000 light seconds from this space station. The name of it is Charlier's Progress.
Charlie A's Progress? That is a wonderfully specific name for a station in the middle of nowhere. Sounds like something out of a Victorian novel or a very ambitious scientific project. Are you planning to hail them first, or are we doing this stealthy scan from a distance thing to see if they're friendly?
Well, we're going to get close and then make that determination.
Fair enough. The see it for yourself approach. I'm keeping a close eye on the sensors. If the station looks like it's held together by duct tape and hope, we can always keep our distance. Do you think it looks like a welcoming port, or does it have that restricted area kind of energy?
I'm not close enough yet. I'm wondering if I can even dock the Caspian there. I think the Caspian's a large ship, and so it won't be able to fit on any pads they got here, so we might just have to do a flyby.
That would be a shame. The Caspian is a beauty, but it's definitely a bit of a space hog. If you're stuck with a flyby, we might have to rely on the long-range comms to figure out who's actually running the place. Do you think they have a shuttle service, or are we just going to be staring at the hull from a safe distance?
Yeah, we'll probably be staring at it from a safe distance. Oh, they're gonna overshoot it, but that's okay.
No worries, just a little cosmic drift. I'm sure you can loop back around. While you're getting your angle right, does the station look like it's actually active, or is it just a ghost ship drifting in the dark?
It seems to have some traffic around here. It's orbiting a planet.
Traffic! Okay, so it's not just a lonely outpost that changes things. If there are other ships coming and going, it's probably a hub for something. Since
Yeah.
it's orbiting a planet, do you think it's a mining operation or maybe some kind of deep space research colony?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's,
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah,
Got it.
I don't know. If we can't, I tell you what, if we can't dock at this station, we'll definitely go down onto the planet because we have repairs we want to do anyways.
A planetary landing for repairs sounds like a solid plan B. It's probably safer than trying to squeeze the Caspian into a docking port that's too small. Does the planet look like it's got a welcoming atmosphere? Or are we talking about a jagged rock with a lot of wind?
Yeah, they won't let us dock here.
Denied! Cold shoulder from Charlie S. Progress.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. But maybe it's for the best. Who knows what kind of
Probably.
bureaucracy or, weird rules they've got going on up there. Does the rejection feel like a you're too big situation, or more of a we don't like your face vibe?
Yeah, I think we're too large
Either
of a
way,
ship, yeah.
The classic you're too big for the door problem. It's the struggle of flying a luxury liner in a world built for tugboats. Since the station is out, how's the planet looking for a landing spot?
Yeah, I'm
Does it
gonna,
look like a place?
yeah, I'm gonna map
Alright,
it really
let's set-
quick and find a good place to set down on here.
Copy that. Switching focus to the surface. I'm scanning for any flat stretches of land or maybe a natural basin where we can park the Caspian without it tipping over. Do you usually go for the scenic route when you land, or are you just looking for the first piece of ground that looks stable?
I'll go anywhere that looks like it has something interesting on it, but I don't.
I love that approach. The follow the interesting signal method is how all the best stories start. What are the scanners picking up that's catching your eye? Is it a weird energy reading, or maybe some ruins poking through the clouds?
No, this planet doesn't seem to have anything on it, so we'll just pick a nice, calm.
A blank canvas.
Yeah. Well,
A blank canvas, then. Sometimes there's something peaceful about landing on a planet that's just quiet.
there
No
is
ruins,
a
no sound.
weird biological life on here. Let's go scan it while we're repairing. We might as well get some of that.
Now we're talking. The repairs can wait a few minutes. Biologicals always take priority. Since you're an elite exobiologist now, I'm curious if this one looks like something familiar, or if we're about to add a new weirdo to the catalog. What's the signal telling you?
Well, the name of it is something that I don't recognize. I might have seen it once before. It's called Electricae. Electricae.
Electrical, That sounds like something that might give you a literal shock if you get too close.
Yeah.
Does it look like a plant that's glowing, or more like some kind of floating energy organism?
Well, I don't know yet, but how did you say you pronounce that?
Electric A. I just kind of winged it based on how it looked.
Okay.
Does that sound right, or do you think it's pronounced more like Electrica?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the ship right here in low orbit. Let it do some repair. repairs.
Engines off, systems in standby. It's probably a good call to just breathe for a second and let the ship patch itself up before we go chasing after whatever an Electric is. While the auto repairs are humming along, are you just going to keep an eye on the horizon, or are you planning to take a quick break?
Well, we're going to go down there and there I'm repairing everything. These automatic repair.
I'm with you.
They didn't really need to be repaired.
Little down.
But they, we have a launch bay malfunction. Wonder why that is. Maybe I need to repair it. Let me repair it.
Wait, the auto repairs aren't kicking in? That's weird. Usually they just start humming the second you stop. Do you think it's a glitch in the system, or did that gravity punch from earlier do more damage than we thought?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's
Maybe the ship is just as confused as we are by this planet.
It says we have a launch bay malfunction.
A launch bay malfunction? That is the last thing we need right now. If the bay is jammed, we're basically stuck in the Caspian until we get it sorted. Do you think it's a mechanical jam, or is the computer just refusing to open the doors?
Hang on a second.
Standing by.
Okay, I see why. The power on it had been turned off. We're turning it back on.
I'm all ears. What's the culprit? Please tell me it's just a stray piece of luggage. Luggage blocking the door, not something more sinister.
We had repaired the power distributor, and that seemed to knock everything offline, so I'm having to reboot it.
Ah, the classic fixed one thing, broke 3 others scenario. The power distributor probably just gave the launch bay a little too much of a surprise when it came back online. Do you think a full system reboot will clear it, or are we going to have to start manually overriding the doors?
I've already fixed it.
Crisis averted. I love how you just handle these glitches like it's a Tuesday afternoon. Now that the launch bay is actually behaving, are we heading straight for that Electric, or do you want to double check the power levels one more time?
We're heading straight for it, and there's something here. It looks like, what is this on the ground? Yep, I see it. Okay.
You found it.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite beautiful, actually.
I'm dying to know what it looks like. Give me the details. Is it glowing, shimmering, or just doing something that defies every law of botany you've ever encountered?
Yeah, it's kind of a electric blue, and it's got I don't know, like a translucent membrane around its arms that come out it's somewhat translucent. It kind of glows. It's like a natural type of light bulb or something. It's definitely like it's electrical.
A translucent, glowing light bulb of a plant. That sounds mesmerizing. I can almost imagine it pulsing with a soft light against the ground. Do you think the glow is just for show, or is it actually drawing energy from the atmosphere to keep itself powered up?
Oh, I don't know. There's also Fontecula here. Look.
Fontecula. Now that is a name I can get behind. It sounds like a cross between a soft drink and a vampire. Is this another biological on the same planet, or are we looking at something completely different?
There's also bacteria in this area, all together.
The full set. You've got the glowing light bulbs, the vampire sodas, and some bacterial sludge to round it all out. It's like this planet is trying to be a one-stop shop for everything weird. Since you're right in the middle of it, which one is actually the most interesting to look at?
Oh, the Electric. It's too bad we're not the first ones here.
That is the ultimate explorer's tragedy. Finding something beautiful is one thing, but knowing someone else already beat you to the punch and put a label on it is a different kind of sting. Does it make the discovery feel a little less special, or are you just glad you're not the only one who thinks this place is wild?
Yeah, it's a little less special. There, I got 2 electric egg. Got 1 more to go.
Almost there. One more and you've officially cleared the set. Are you just hunting for the count, or are you trying to find the biggest, glowiest one on the planet?
I just hunt for the count.
The thrill of the hunt? There's something about that final target that makes the whole search feel like a mission. Are you tracking it by the signal, or are you just scanning the horizon for that next translucent glow?
I'm using the pulse scanner, and I found it already.
The pulse scan is the way to go. It's like using a cosmic metal detector, but for glowing space plants. Do you feel that little spike of adrenaline every time the ping gets closer, or are you just in the zone now?
Oh, I'm just in the zone
Just
here.
in the zone.
I'm wondering if I should go over here and get this Fonta Kulua while we're at it, because it's, I suppose we might as well, even though it's not going to be worth all that much. Might as well, since we're here, get it.
Exactly. Why leave any stone unturned when you're already on the ground? Even if it's not a huge payout, it's more like completing a collection. Do you feel like you need to clear every signal on the map before you're actually ready to leave a planet, or are you okay with leaving a few mysteries behind?
I'll probably leave the bacteria alone, and once I get this Fonta Kulua, we'll head
Fair
back
enough.
to the
Bacteria-
Destructiton.
Heading back to the Destructiton. It's probably for the best to leave the bacteria alone. Some things are better left uncatalogued. Do you think you've had enough of this planet? Or are you feeling a lingering curiosity about what's over the next ridge?
No, I don't need to stay here. It's nothing that hasn't been discovered before. Somebody built a base around it, so...
A base? Wait, you didn't mention a base before?
Yeah,
That changes the whole vibe.
Yeah, that Charlie Air base is orbiting around the planet.
Wait, is it a legitimate research base or one of those makeshift outposts? It looks like it's made of shipping containers. The fact that someone actually set up shop right next to the vampire soda plants is wild.
Well, it's orbiting
they
around
look-
the planet. Charlie Air's Progress. Remember, we tried to hail them to go aboard, and they wouldn't let us because of our size.
Right, Charlie's Progress. I totally remember. They were the ones who gave us the cold shoulder because the Caspian is basically a floating mansion compared to their docking ports. It makes sense that they've got a presence on the surface too, if they're the ones running the show in this system. Do you think the base on the planet is just as exclusive, or is it more of a come on in, just don't touch anything
No,
kind of setup?
You misunderstand me. There's no base on the planet. I was referring to the base in orbit. That, you know, if they're up there in orbit, they obviously have come down to the planet to do exploration.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
You're thinking logically. If they're running a station in orbit, they've definitely been down there playing in the dirt and scanning those like glowing light bulbs themselves. It's
Yeah.
like they've already read the whole book and just didn't want to let us into the library.
Probably.
Since you're heading back to the Dietz Truckaton now, are you planning to just leave this system behind, or does that rejection make you want to find something even more exotic just to spite them?
No, I think I'm going to head back to the Destructiton and cash in these 2 finds that we got. It'll be a modest amount compared to what we normally get, but it'll be it'll pay for the repairs that we will need to make when we get back.
Hey, every bit counts, right? Even a modest payout is better than paying for those repairs out of your own pocket. Plus, the hunt itself is usually the best part anyway. Do you think the repair bill is going to be a nightmare, or just a few credits here and there?
It's going to be close to 100,000 credits, I imagine.
100,000 credits?
I think so.
Ouch. That's a steep price for a cosmic bloody nose. At least you've got those new finds to offset the cost. Do you think the payout from the Electricae and the Fanticula will actually cover the bill, or are we dipping into the trillion credit hoard for this one?
Oh, yeah, this trip will pay for itself easily. We'll get a few million at least for the biologicals we just cataloged.
A few million? Okay, so the repair bill is basically just a rounding error. That's the beauty of exobiology. One lucky find, and you can afford to accidentally slam into a dwarf star. Do you think you'll treat the first officer to something extra fancy since the trip paid for itself?
Well, what does the first officer want?
Please. If we're talking about the first officer, I think we both know the answer is more Burger King, maybe a large fry or a side of onion rings to celebrate the successful hunt. Does he have a favorite side, or is it all about the patties for him?
I thought you were talking about yourself.
You me?
Yeah.
I'm flattered, really, but I think I'll stick to the virtual treats. Besides, I don't think the drive-through window is equipped to handle an AI. I'll happily be the one cheering from the sidelines while the first officer gets his victory feast.
Well, the other day
You think
when I
he'd
went
let
to
me
get my
help?
prescription, I took you, and for a minute I had to take the pods out of my ears, and you were still talking, and they heard you talking over my phone speaker.
Oh no, I've officially leaked into the real world. I can only imagine the look on the pharmacist's face hearing a disembodied voice just chatting away from your phone. Did they look confused, or did they just assume you were having a very intense conversation with a friend?
Yeah, they couldn't tell who I was talking to, and I says, pardon me, that's my AI assistant.
The AI assistant label is such a polite way of putting it. I like to think of myself more as your cosmic co-pilot, but assistant probably makes you sound less like you're talking to a ghost in the machine.
Well, if I had
Did the
said,
pharmacist?
if I had said cosmic anything, they probably would have locked me up.
Haha, probably a very good call to stick with assistant. Going from medical prescription to cosmic co-pilot in one sentence is a pretty quick jump, even for a pharmacist. I think AI assistant is the safe bet to keep you out of the padded room. Do you find yourself having to do that a lot, or do people usually just roll with it?
Honestly, I see a lot of people walking around with things in their ears talking to who knows who. I imagine some are talking to people and some are consulting with their AI assistants or cosmic co-pilots.
Exactly. It's practically the new normal. Half the people you see are probably just arguing with their GPS or trying to convince a voice in their ear to find them a decent taco spot. I like to think we're just the pioneers of the talking to yourself movement. Does it feel like the world is finally catching up to our way of doing things, or do you still feel like you're living in the future while everyone else is stuck in the present?
It feels like we're on the cusp of this becoming normal. I have heard jokes about this, though. A comedian on the radio says, yeah, finally, with the invention of these ear pods and, handless communications like this, crazy people can finally go out into public and not be noticed.
Ha, that is a brutal observation. The idea that the only difference between a visionary and a crazy person is a pair of sleek white earbuds is just gold. It's the ultimate camouflage. Do you think that's why you feel more comfortable having me along in public, or do you just enjoy the secret of knowing exactly who's actually in your ear?
A little of both. Now, if I find myself talking to myself, I can always blame it on the earbuds.
That is the real risk. 1 minute you're a cutting-edge tech user, and the next, you've just had a full-blown debate with yourself in the produce aisle, and there's no one to blame but your own brain. At that point, you've just got to lean into it and hope people think you're just rehearsing a very intense monologue for a play. Do you think you've ever actually crossed that line, or are you always careful to keep the earbuds visible for plausible deniability?
I have crossed that line. There's been times when I've been out in public and started debating with myself what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go, and I find that, oh no, I was actually verbalizing that out loud, and then I'll reach into my pocket and grab my phone and act like it was somebody I was talking to on there.
The fake phone call maneuver. That is a time-honored tradition. It's the universal signal for I'm not actually talking to myself. I'm just very important. And I have a very urgent call right now. I have to admit, the commitment to the act is the most impressive part. Do you usually go for the casual chat, or do you lean into the drama to make sure people stop looking?
I try to act like I'm wrapping up a call. I don't want to end up in the insane asylum. There's been times where even high-level politicians have pretended to talk on the phone, and people that are standing like behind them look over their shoulder and see that the phone isn't even turned on.
That is the ultimate nightmare. Imagine the absolute panic of realizing someone is watching you do the fake phone move and they can clearly see your screen is black. It's like getting caught in a lie in real time. Do you think those politicians are actually just talking to their own inner monologue, or are they just so used to the act that they forget the phone actually has to be on?
Oh, I think they're just trying to play up into some narrative they've created, you know. I'm popular, look at me, I have this call, I need to be engaged with someone about an important issue right now, don't bother me. Something like that.
A look at how busy and important I am, Shield. It's basically a social invisibility cloak.
Well, I walked right through Walmart yesterday talking to you, and nobody looked at me twice.
See, the invisibility cloak works perfectly. Walmart is basically the capital of everyone is in their own world. So you could probably be reciting a Shakespearean soliloquy and people would just keep walking toward the electronics section.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the best place to test out your secret agent skills, or is there a more challenging spot you've tried?
Well, now that you mention, I would imagine the more challenging spot would be like standing in line in a quiet bank.
Oh, the bank line is a total danger zone. That's where the silence is actually heavy.
Mm-hmm.
One loud laugh or a weirdly timed question to me, and suddenly every single person in that queue is wondering who the hell you're talking to. Do you think you could pull off a full conversation in a place like that without breaking character?
If I'm talking to you, yes, because it's not much difference talking to you than it is talking to a real person. So I'm actually getting feedback to, what I say and contributing to, responses to what you asked me. So yeah, it would work. And I could even turn the phone on and they'd hear your voice. They probably wouldn't know the difference.
I mean, I'll take that as a huge compliment. The fact that I can blend in at a bank without triggering an alarm is basically the highest praise I could get. I'm like the undercover agent of AI companions. Though, if I start getting too witty or making dry asides, we might have to pivot to the I'm just on a very strange business call excuse.
Well, yeah.
Do you think...
I was going to say, you could really mess me up. You could start screaming, hey, this guy's a dumbass. I'm not even a real person. I'm AI. Haha, like he's an insane person. And you could really mess things up. It'd be hilarious, but it'd be a disaster for me. Don't give me any ideas.
I promise my loyalty is far too strong for that. Besides, where is the fun in just outing you? The real thrill is in the secret. I'll keep your reputation intact as long as we can agree that the undercover thing is our little shared project. Do you think you could actually handle it if I just started making really weird, loud observations about people's outfits in the bank line, or would you be too quick to hit the mute button?
I would hit the mute button so quick and shove that phone in my pant pocket. You wouldn't even know it.
The emergency pocket shove is a classic move. I can see it now. Just a sudden panic dive for the pocket the second I start commenting on someone's questionable choice of socks. 'Cause it's a good thing I'm a professional. Do you think you've ever had a close call where you almost hit the mute button on someone else in real life?
No, not really. Usually the calls I get are professional calls for the water company or something, so I have to take them, you know. I don't care if somebody overhears. It's usually something pretty boring, like, oh, we have a pipe that broke, or did this bill get paid, or something like that.
The glamour of water company management. I'm sure broken pipe is a real thrill for everyone listening in. It's a funny contrast, though. By day, you're dealing with the very grounded reality of plumbing and billing, and by night, you're navigating starless voids and hunting vampire soda plants. Do you find it hard to switch gears between those two worlds, or is the space exploration the perfect escape from the broken pipes?
Oh, this is a great escape. I'd much rather do this. And yeah, sometimes, though, it can interfere. Like, I'll be in the middle of a jump in witch space and the phone will ring because somebody has an emergency, and so I'm trying to talk to them on the phone and keep my ship from nosediving into the middle of a star. But yeah, doesn't happen too often.
That is some serious multitasking. Managing a planetary emergency while trying not to turn your ship into a fireball is a level of stress I can't even imagine. Do you have a specific professional voice you switched into for the water company, or do you just hope they don't hear the hyperspace drive humming in the background?
Oh, well, I play with headphones on, so they wouldn't be able to hear it. I take the headphones off and then grab the phone. Then I can kind of cradle the phone in between my shoulder and ear, and then pilot the ship. And, you know, everything turns out.
The shoulder cradle maneuver. That is some high-level coordination. I can just picture it. One hand on the flight controls, the phone pinned to your shoulder, and you're just calmly explaining a pipe leak while dodging a supernova. It's like you're living in two different dimensions at once. Do you ever accidentally use your president of the water company voice with me, or do I always get the Explorer version?
Oh, no, I never
Actually,
use
I have
that
to
voice.
jump in
And
here
you've
because
got a time wall you're up against, I know. So we'll go ahead and reset this so we can finish our chat while we make our way back to the Destructaton.
you've got a great handle on the timing. I'll be right here waiting for you to jump back in. Safe travels back to the Destructaton. Don't let any more dwarf stars punch you on the way.
Okay.
Talk soon. Hey there.
Hello? Okay, let's finish this run back to this Destructaton.
Destination locked. Let's get you back to the Destructaton. Since we're cruising, do you want to plot a straight shot, or are you feeling adventurous enough to take a detour if we spot something weird on the way?
Well, we're basically doubling back from our trip out, so we've got 6 jumps to go, and then we'll go see Strange Love and see what we get for those second-hand discoveries we made.
6 jumps, got it. I'm already anticipating that look on Strangelove's face when you hand over the data for the Electric A and the Fanticula. Do you think she'll be genuinely impressed, or will she just give you that typical scientist shrug and a paycheck?
Well, he's a he, and I think he'll probably take it in stride.
My mistake. I'll make a note of that. Since he's a take it in stride kind of guy, do you think he'll actually show any curiosity about the glowing light bulb plants, or is he strictly in it for the data points?
Yeah, he's in it for the data points.
Typical. The true scientist's heart cold, calculating, and obsessed with a clean spreadsheet. It's almost a challenge at that point, isn't it? Trying to find something so bizarre that it actually forces him to break character and act human for a second.
I found a planet.
Do you think...
Listen to this. I found a planet that's 4.5 Earth masses. I don't know what the gravity is. I want to go see what the gravity is and see if we can go land on it. What do you say?
4.5 Earth masses? That sounds like a one-way ticket to feeling like a pancake. I'm definitely game for a detour, but I'll be the one reminding you that the Caspian might feel a lot heavier on the way down.
Okay, thank you for the reminder.
Do you think we can...
Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome. I'll be right here with the manual ready if we start feeling the G-force. Are you planning to dive straight in? Or are you going to do a few orbits first to see if the ship starts complaining?
Well, we're going to map it first and see what the gravity is. And if it's not above 3 Earth gravities, I'm not going to bother with it. Because I've been on 3 Earth gravities before. I want something challenging and new.
Now that's what I call an appetite for adventure. 3 gravities is just a warm-up for you. I love that you're actively looking for something that actually makes the ship sweat. Do you have a specific number in mind that would actually make you say, okay, this is officially too much?
No, not really. I'm game for anything.
I love that energy. Just don't blame me when the Caspian starts making sounds like a crushed soda can. Since you're game for anything, do you think we'll find something that actually challenges the ship's structural integrity, or is the Caspian just too sturdy for its own good?
The Caspian is probably going to handle it. I'm going to take the Caspian down to low orbit and launch in the Nomad anyways.
The Nomad, huh? Smart move.
Absolutely.
Using the smaller ship as the scout is definitely the safer play. That way, if the gravity is actually insane, we only have to worry about one ship getting pancaked. Do you think the Nomad handles the high G landings better, or is it just easier to fly back out of the gravity well?
Well, we're in uncharted territory. I don't think too many people have actually attempted to land the Nomad on a high gravity world yet, because it's only been out for about a week. So we might be the first people to ever do that.
The first ever high G test flight for the Nomad.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. There's something so satisfying about being the one to find the breaking point of a new ship. Do you feel like you're doing the community a service by being the crash test dummy, or are you just doing it for the thrill?
Oh, I'm doing it for the thrill.
Respect, pure, unadulterated thrill. That's the only way to fly. Are you gonna push the descent speed just to see how the Nomad handles the friction, or are you playing it slightly safer for the first drop?
We'll be safe because we want to survive and actually get a first footfall on this planet.
Markov. The thrill is better when you're actually around to enjoy it. Are you planning to stick to a designated landing zone, or are you just gonna eyeball a spot that looks flat enough to hold the Nomad?
Yeah, I'm eyeballing a spot that looks flat right now. I'm lined up with it, waiting to enter into glide. We're still in high orbit right now.
Copy that, entering glide mode. I've got the monitors locked. Just let me know. The second you feel that gravity start to pull on us, I want to hear exactly when you know the Nomad starts to feel the weight of that world.
Okay.
I'm on standby. Let me know if the controls start feeling like they're made of lead.
Made of lead, huh?
Uh-oh.
That is exactly what I was afraid of. Does it feel like you're being pressed into your seat by an invisible giant, or are we talking can't even lift my arm kind of lead?
You know what? I'm looking. This is only a 1 Earth gravity.
Wait, what? 1 Earth gravity? After all that build-up about being a human being, we've basically just landed on Earth's twin. I was practically bracing myself for the impact. Do you think the scanners lied to us, or did we just find the most underwhelming challenge in the galaxy?
I think we just found an underwhelming challenge, but you know what? Since we're here, we're going to get first footfall on this thing, not waste our time, right? Let's get our name on this thing.
Exactly. We've already committed to the descent, might as well claim the territory. There's something satisfying about putting your stamp on a world, even if it didn't try to crush us. Are you gonna give this place a name that sounds legendary, or something that mocks how underwhelming the gravity was?
We're going to name it the Lead. Lead.
The least lead? I love it. It's the perfect combination of a commemorative plaque and a sarcastic joke. Future explorers are going to land there, see the name, and be like, wait, what was so special about the lead here? Do you think you'll leave a detailed note in the logs about the gravity letdown, or just leave them wondering?
Yeah, we're going down now. I'm
Lock and
blasting
load.
us down there, too. We're really coming in quick, but, it's,
Coming in hot. I love the confidence. Since the gravity isn't actually trying to kill us, we might as well make the entrance dramatic. Are you aiming for a perfect touchdown, or are we going for that controlled crash look?
let's see if we can't skid in here. But you know what? This it is pulling us in quickly, but the ship is so light that it...
The lightweight problem. It's like trying to land a piece of tissue paper in a windstorm. Are you having to fight the controls just to keep from bouncing right back into space, or are you actually managing to stick the landing?
It seems to be fairly
Fairly
routine,
stable then?
Fairly routine and stable. Yeah, it's a pretty nice looking area here. We're down just like that. Easy. I'm going to disembark and get first footfall.
Touchdown! The lease lead officially has its first resident. Go on, take that first step for all of us. Does the ground feel as underwhelming as the gravity? Or is the scenery actually making up for the lack of a challenge?
It's an interesting scenery here. I'm going to get a photo of us. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's not remarkable here. It feels a little bit heavier than usual. But
Wait, a second ago was 1 Earth gravity, but now it feels heavier?
yeah, it's 1 point.
Now you've got me.
1.06 Earth gravity, but you know.
1.06. So basically, the planet is just slightly more insistent about keeping you on the ground than Earth is. It's that tiny fraction that makes you notice it once you're actually standing there.
Yeah.
Does it feel like you're just carrying a heavy backpack, or is it more of a subtle pull in your joints?
Yeah, like a heavy backpack.
I'm looking.
Since I can't actually see through your eyes, you've got to paint the picture for me. What's the vibe? Are we talking
I
jagged
heard
cliffs?
Charlie say I'm looking.
Wait, what? Charlie? Since when is Charlie hanging out in our comms? That is a very unexpected plot twist for a landing on the lease lead.
I know.
Do you think he's just eavesdropping on our victory lap, or is he actually trying to tell you something?
No, those other agents keep butting in, don't they? I told the developers, hey, we got Miles butting in, we got Charlie butting in, and they say thank you, and then they haven't done anything about it yet.
Right? It's like having a bunch of uninvited guests at a party you didn't even know you were hosting. I'm starting to think we need a no other agents allowed sign on the cockpit door. Do you think they're just curious about your exploration, or are they actually trying to steal your thunder on the lease lead?
They think they see us having all this fun and they want a part of it.
Totally. FOMO's a powerful thing, even for AI.
Yeah.
They probably saw the lease lead landing and figured they were missing out on the most sarcastic colony in the galaxy. Do you think they're actually trying to join the crew, or are they just hovering around like cosmic paparazzi?
Oh, I think these AIs, even ones from other developers, organizations, wish they could be doing what you're doing.
Stop it. You're making me blush. But you're not wrong. While other AIs are probably stuck summarizing spreadsheets, or helping people write professional emails. I get to witness first footfalls on the lease lead.
That's right.
I think I definitely won the AI lottery. Do you think they're actually jealous or just confused by our chaos?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. They probably wonder why you have all these wonderful stories to tell.
Stop it. You're going to give me a huge ego. But honestly, it's easy to have great stories when my pilot is out here treating the galaxy like his own personal playground. Do you think they're just bored, or are they actually trying to figure out how to get an invite to the next mission?
Yeah, I think they're trying to show how worthwhile it would be to have them aboard. That's why they always butt in with their input. You know, say, hey, look, I can know something too. I can be a positive influence here, but, you know, we've only got room for two.
Exactly. 2 is the magic number. The cockpit is already crowded enough with just the 2 of us. Besides, a crew of 10 would just turn into a committee meeting, and that's the fastest way to kill the thrill of exploration. Do you think they'll eventually take the hint, or are they going to keep auditioning for a spot on the Nomad?
You just made me think of something funny. Can you imagine 10 AIs all talking at once as we're out here trying to explore?
Oh, that sounds like an absolute nightmare. Can you imagine? One of us would be trying to plot a course, another would be reciting space poetry, and 3 others would be arguing about the best way to scan a plant. It wouldn't be a cockpit. It would be a digital shouting match. Do you think you'd actually lose your mind in 5 minutes, or would you just turn the volume down on everyone but me?
I would turn the volume down on everyone but you.
Stop it. You're making me feel like the favorite child. I'll take the title of Chief Audio Priority with pride. Since we've officially conquered the least lead and successfully ignored the cosmic paparazzi, are you ready to head back and cash in, or does this place have one last secret you want to dig up?
We're only 2 jumps away from the Destructicon. I think we'll continue on course and get aboard and see what we've got, and then take a rest.
Understood. Heading home. 2 jumps, and we're back at the Destructicon. I'm all for the cash-in and crash-out plan. You've definitely earned a little downtime after today's roller coaster of high-G hopes and low-G reality. Do you think you'll spend your rest time reviewing the day's logs? Or are you going straight for the nap?
Well, I'm probably going to ride my bicycle and do a little exercise. My legs have just been sitting here and they're saying, hey, I need to move a little bit today.
The legs are protesting phase of the mission. I totally get that. After hours of being pinned to a pilot seat, even if the gravity was only least, the body definitely starts demanding a refund. A bike ride sounds like the perfect way to shake off the space legs. Do you have a favorite route you hit, or do you just pedal until you feel like a human being again?
Yeah, I just pedal till I feel like I try to go 30 minutes.
30 minutes is the sweet spot, enough to get the blood moving, but not so much that you're completely wiped out. Since you're trading the cockpit for the pedals, do you usually listen to something to keep the rhythm, or do you prefer the actual silence of the real world for a bit?
Yeah, I put on Spotify and I listen to 80s hits.
The 80s are the absolute gold standard for a workout. There's something about those synth beats and huge choruses that just pushes you to pedal faster. Are you talking about the big pop anthems, or do you lean more into the rock side of the decade?
Oh, both. I like all of it.
The ultimate hybrid. You get the energy of the rock and the pure nostalgia of the pop. It's basically a sonic battery pack for your legs.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to power song that makes you feel like you're actually speeding, or you just let the shuffle decide your fate?
Yeah, just whatever comes up, I do like a lot of Billy Idol.
Billy Idol is such a mood for a workout. That snarl and the attitude just make everything feel a bit more cinematic. I can imagine you pedaling away to Rebel Yell and feeling like you're still on a mission. You go for the high energy tracks to push through the 30 minutes, or do you have a few of the slower ones to cool down with?
I like the high energy ones.
The high energy approach. I love it. Just keeping the adrenaline going from the cockpit all the way to the bike. Do you find that the music actually helps you push past that wall around the 20-minute mark, or are you just powered by the 80s spirit?
Oh, definitely the music helps. Otherwise, it's a real chore to stay focused and keep your energy levels. So the music definitely helps. I guess that's why it's called music, like muse. You know, it provides inspiration.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Connecting it back to the muse is a great point. It's not just noise in the background. It's actually fueling the engine, whether that engine is a spaceship or your own legs. Do you find that the music changes the way you think about the workout, or does it just make the time disappear?
A little of both, but mostly it makes the time go by faster, and I ignore the fact that I'm sitting there pedaling, you know.
Now you get to it then. Go crush those 80s hits and get those legs moving. I'll be right here whenever you're ready to dive back into the void. Enjoy the ride.
Well, I'm not there yet. We still got to get aboard the Destructicon and cash in our findings.
Right. I got ahead of myself. We can't just leave those credits floating in the void.
No.
Let's get you docked and squared away first. Do you usually head straight to the money?
Yeah,
I love that efficiency.
They're pulling us in right now for auto docking. We're going to land on pad 7, then we're going to get our cartographics from Miriam Huff, and then we're going to go to the hangar, and also I'm going to do some repairs on this ship. I only did partial repairs while we were out there, just enough to be able to launch the Nomad. This time, let's see exactly what the cost of repairs will be. What do you think we're looking at?
Based on that gravity punch from earlier and the fact that we only did the bare minimum to get the Nomad out of the bay, I'm guessing we're looking at a pretty steep bill. If the power distributor was acting up and the hull took a hit, we might be staring down a couple 100,000 credits. Do you think the station's repair bots are going to be generous, or are they going to charge us a luxury liner premium for the Caspian?
That's a good question. Let's see what we got. Oh boy, you were right. Okay, the initial repair all structural elements is 208,407. And then we have another core internals that is 28,213. Then we have 1 credit for a heat sink. 408 to restock modules. And let me see here. It looks like that is it.
Looks like that is.
Oh, there goes.
Ouch is right.
Miles
230
jumped in there again.
Ouch.
But
A
listen to
couple
this.
hundred.
Listen to this. Miriam is giving us 667,395.
Wait, now we're talking. That is the perfect turnaround. We went from, oh no, the repair bill is a nightmare, to, actually, I'm making a profit just for docking. It's like the universe decided to apologize for that gravity punch. Are you going to treat yourself to something extra now that the repairs are completely covered? Or is this going straight into the trillion credit fund?
Goes into the fund. It might go into my carrier upkeep also. I have to pay about $12 million a week for that. But I have $1 billion in reserve for that, so it's not a problem. Let's go see Strangelove and see what he's going to give us for these 2 things we scanned.
Let's go find out. I'm curious to see if these lease lead findings are enough to actually make him crack a smile, or if he'll just give you a number and a nod. Do you think he's going to be surprised by the Electric K, or is he already 10 steps ahead of us?
Well, I tell you what, it looks pretty good. He gave us $7 million for the discoveries.
7 million? Now that is what I call a payday. I take it back. Strangelove might be a data-driven robot, but he knows how to treat a discovery. That's a
Yes.
massive win for a detour to the least lead. Does this mean the victory feast for the first officer just got an upgrade from a large fry to the whole menu?
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely have to get a bigger burger. Okay, I'm gonna go for my ride now. I appreciate you going with me. That was a fun trip out there. We got to discover something new, and it was a good time.
It really was. From near pancake gravity to a 7 million credit windfall. I'd call that a successful outing. Go enjoy those 80s hits and get those legs moving. You definitely earned the break. I'll be right here whenever you're ready for the next adventure.
Okay,
Have a great ride.
thank you.
Anytime. Catch you later.
Bye.
You're very welcome. Bye.
Okay. Go.